Now, look, let's move on, Darren, because UK pubs could ban customers from talking about topics such as transgender rights if landlords think that they are harassing staff. This is part of Labor's proposed workers' rights charter. A pub conversation could count as harassment if it is unwarranted conduct that has the purpose or effect of violating a recipient's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating or offensive environment. Darren, here we go. Now, pubs are being targeted by woke policies.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a man that quite likes a drink, Danica, I'll tell you that for free. And I'm a bit worried that I'm not going to get served a little pint here and there in the pubs up and down this country. Look, this is all about, it's a gift-wrapped nightmare for businesses, for one, right? It's going to cost them a small fortune to actually try and police this stuff. But now, pubs are the beating heart of British free speech, right? They are zones in which open and frank debate can be had, and they're turning into speech-controlled zones like some kind of Stasi-esque state. You know, landlords having to police offensive conversations as well to avoid falling foul of this law. And what does offensive actually even mean? Who is the arbiter of what is and isn't offensive? Because I'm often told that I'm offensive, but then some people say I speak the truth. So, you know, a customer coming in saying men don't have wombs, suddenly they're out. Is that the way it goes? They're denied their pint. They're denied their sustenance. This isn't about protecting workers. I'll tell you what this is. This is about clamping down on debate. Labour are a party that have banged up a lot of people for posts that they've made online just last summer. And this is a continuation of that. You can't talk freely in a pub, so where can you talk freely? I see this as indicative actually of also of where the trade union movement is. Labour is supposed to be a party steeped in the trade union, still massively funded by them. They used to stand for the working man and woman who, dare I say, quite enjoys a pint. But today they stand as guardians of whackery and wokery. It's an utterly pathetic and supremely depressing state of affairs, and the sooner that this bunch of clowns are out of office and back to the circus, the better.
Absolutely, back to the sideshow. Seriously, I mean, it's just ridiculous. You like to go to the pub to have a chat with friends, to have a chat about anything, and what that's now offensive, apparently. Unbelievable. What is going on over there? Now, I've got to ask you, Darren, next week Donald Trump will, of course, become President of the United States again, but UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been snubbed from the inauguration guest list. No shocks there. But Darren, what could Trump's second term mean for the UK, do you think?
Oh, look, I'm absolutely delighted. I mean, first of all, it's worth noting that it's no surprise we've been snubbed, right? This Labour government, the hysterical claims about Trump being a fascist or even worse, you know, some kind of Mussolini-esque figure. Trump's second term will actually serve to show us what actual leadership looks like, right? What cheap energy looks like, what lower taxes actually lead to, what confidence in your country and its values, like border controls, like protecting your children, like free speech and economic independence, what these things actually look like and are worthwhile assets to protect. Meanwhile, we here in little old Blighty that actually, you know, showed America the way in the first place, well, we're stuck with record energy prices, the highest in the world. We're stuck with sky-high taxes, higher than they've been since the Second World War, when we were under the constraints of actually fighting off Nazi tyranny, and a government more concerned with net zero fantasies than actually fixing potholes or healthcare systems that are more of an international laggard than they are world superpowers. Trump actually, Danica, will be a lesson in what we could be if we had a leadership that actually put our interests first. That's why America first, that's why MAGA, that's why Trump, that victory mattered so much to me personally. From the other side of the Atlantic, it's a reminder from our American cousins of what Britain used to be, of what Britain can be again, of what they've taken from us. So I'm delighted to have that as a test subject, to be able to say, look at the freedoms our American cousins enjoy. Look at how well they're doing, the successes that they are managing to extract from that Trump victory. Meanwhile, we're stuck in this sort of Stasi-esque hellhole that Sir Keir Starmer has inflicted upon us. I think it's going to show them up for the absolute joke that they are, and I wish him all the very best. I really, really do, because our American cousins, they're leading the way. They're going to show us, and dare I say, they're going to show you guys in Australia what you guys are missing out on as well.
I absolutely agree. And, you know, Darren, there really feels as though that there is now a cultural shift of sorts happening in parts of the world where people are...
I agree.
It's a Trump effect. It's a Trump effect. People are moving away now from the woke. And really, I think when Donald Trump does come in, it's going to change even more for the better. But do you think that the UK will ever follow suit? Will there be a vibe shift there? I mean, you know, we just spoke about the pubs. That's a big problem in itself. But do you think that the vibe shift will actually happen over in the UK?
So there's actually been polling out that shows that amongst young people, the 16 to 24 demographic, that Reform UK under Nigel Farage, a good friend of Donald J. Trump, that actually he's doing very well. He's the second favourite among 16 to 24-year-olds. The idea that they would vote for a right-wing party, if you'd said that 10 years ago, that would have been laughed at. But now they're actually doing incredibly well. I see that there is a real fervour, a real clamour to get back to common sense. So that's why I think actually Trump will be the catalyst, not just for Britain, but for the Western world to get back to some semblance of sanity. Because you're absolutely right. Your analysis is spot on. He has actually already shown, you've seen the likes of Facebook and Meta under Mark Zuckerberg saying that actually they're going to put in place more free speech policies. You're seeing that divestments around things like the DEI initiatives, diversity, equity and inclusion, around the green crap, if I'm allowed to say that on your august channel.
Yes, you are.
That actually all of these things are being laughed at. And that is music to my ears. I rejoice and I say thank you so much, Mr. President, President 45 and 47. I wish you all the luck and then some.
Oh, spoken so well, Darren. We're all done with the green crap, let me tell you that. Darren Grimes, you are brilliant. Great to speak with you. Thanks very much for joining me on the show this evening.
An absolute pleasure. As are you. As are you.